Hey folks, I'm digging this new M2 iPad Air, especially this 13-inch version. It's got the new M2 chip in there. It's adding about 50% faster speeds than the last iPad Air, which I've been using for the last 2 years, and I really love that 11-inch. Now you've got the new Apple Pencil Pro compatibility with a few extra bells and whistles. I actually think these iPad Airs are the best iPad in the lineup just for the price and the power, and now that it's gotten all these upgrades, this is definitely the one that I would go for. The iPad Pro is great, but it's very expensive, and really, do you need all those things? You can definitely treat these things like a laptop, but I don't really think that's what the iPad is meant for. The iPad is meant for laying on the couch, for just having an easy to use computer to watch and consume media. I'm using these things for research, for writing scripts, for making thumbnails with Adobe Express. It's just nice when you don't have to lug around the bulky laptop all the time. So let's check out the budget-friendly mid-range iPad Air. You know the Apple way to give us little bits of improvement with every new release, and the M2 iPad Air is no different. We've got better tech, yet Apple has kept the price the same. Now you get double the default storage, coming in at 128 gigabytes for the base model. The 13-inch is a little more expensive, coming in at $200 more, but you get a lot more screen real estate. If you like this bigger iPad style, it's a great deal. The main performance upgrades comes with the M2 chip, and it's kind of a bummer that they didn't just stick the M3 chip in there, but I'm sure there was some price tug of war, and that's why they kept it with these M2s that they had laying around the warehouse. You gotta do something with all of them. So the M2 chip over the M1 gives you 15% faster CPU, 25% faster GPU, which is gonna be great for gaming, and a 40% faster neural engine. Plus the memory bandwidth doubles from 50 gigabits a second to 100 now. The screen technology has not changed that much, and you're still getting that nice liquid retina display with the True Tone and the P3 wide color, which I think looks great. I've never had any issues or letdowns with the screen. It's not as bright as the iPad Pro, but you're really only going to need that when you're using it outside in the sun or in the beach, which I'm not doing. I'm using this inside on the couch, so screen brightness really isn't a huge deal to me. One nice boost with the M2 iPad Air is that it works with the new Apple Pencil Pro, which only works with these new versions of the iPads. And I love that the Air now gives you that hover effect, which is really cool and really helpful when you're trying to draw and just know exactly where your pencil is going to land. This was an iPad Pro feature from the last iteration, and everyone really loved that, and now it's trickled down into the Air, which is nice. Wi-Fi has also been updated to the new Wi-Fi 6E, which is super fast if you have the correct compatible router and modem, and also Bluetooth has been updated to 5.3, and it does feel like AirDrop works a lot better. It's a lot more consistent with this. You only get 4 colors this time, and we're missing the pink color from the M1, but you've got blue and purple still, and this is actually the purple version, which is extremely muted. This was a problem, always has been with the other ones as well. It's definitely hard to see, so it doesn't really matter what color you get. The battery life on these iPad Airs is incredible. I would rarely have to charge up the M1, mainly because I use it so sporadically that those 10 hours of web use really lasted me for a long time. I mentioned the storage, but these new M2s now can go up to 1 terabyte of hard drive storage, so you can definitely load this up, turn it into a little laptop if you want by adding that new smart keyboard. Once you do that, you're getting up there into MacBook Pro territory, so I think these are just great for an extra device to change up the user experience when you want to lay on the couch and still have some very nice capable computing. Not much has changed with the chassis and the weight of the dimensions of the M2 versus the M1, and when you put these up against the iPad Pro M4 version is actually thinner than this thing. Same 12 megapixel camera on the back for when you want to take pictures with your iPad, even though I think it's kind of weird. But for the selfie cam, thankfully Apple took note on what everyone was saying about the iPad 10, and they moved that selfie cam over to landscape mode. So now when you're doing FaceTime and Zoom calls, the camera is correct, center placement is going on where you're looking at your subject. It doesn't look awkward anymore. So it's a pretty nice upgrade from 2 years ago, giving us a bigger screen and that hover feature for the pencil, which is quite nice. You can pick up one of the older M1s now for about $400. The M2 11 inches are coming in at $600, And this 13-inch M2 is coming in at $800, so you can kind of see a trend of what's going on with these iPads. Once you start adding more storage space and all of that, these things can get pretty expensive pretty fast, so really try and figure out what you want to use this for, what you're gonna need, and if the M2 iPad Air is right for you. I definitely think it's a winner if you're looking for a new iPad that comes in at budget friendly still. You've got 2 versions to choose from now. What else could you want? Thanks for watching, everyone. Hit that subscribe button, and I hope to see you at the next one. Take care.